up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. And the first thing I want to quickly talk about are the big updates to the Daddy of Five Mike Martin situation, which before we start, I just need to say, this is a story that I said I felt we were done talking about. It looked like the authorities were looking at it, but one of the several updates to this story involves that, and I want to address it because a lot of people have been hitting me up about it. Now, if you haven't watched my videos for the past 2 weeks, you do not know what is happening. I'll link to it down below. It is far too much to bring you up to speed. But the main thing is that the updates we have today are thanks to news outlets and independent journalists moving forward where I had stopped. We found out from Fox in DC, it appears that the reason that their newest apology video seems so different, tone was different, they apologized without blaming me, they had professional mics, better lighting. Well, that may be because according to Fox, they hired a crisis management agency. And according to the report, the video was in part the idea of crisis manager Robert Weinhold Jr., the chief executive of the Falston Group, who was working closely with the family. Adding that Weinhold helped craft the apology. And while for some people that information is going to make it feel like it was even more disingenuous, there's part of me that understands that kind of thinking, there is also part of me that understands the need for a PR agency in moments like this. If you've watched me for the past 2 years, you know that I've been saying we're going to see more and more of these cases. There are so many new people that are getting such big audiences that have no idea how to handle any sort of scandal. And especially if you're not socially equipped, it is good to have a professional involved. That said, the other update to this story has to do with the people responsible for looking into this situation. Like I've said in the past videos, this is all about kids being safe, and as long as the right authority is looking at the information and they're able to see, good, I am happy, but then I saw this update. Baltimore Sun reported, these developments come as representatives of the Frederick County Sheriff's Office and Baltimore County Police Department said investigators were reviewing the videos, but were struggling to view deleted videos and to establish which jurisdictions they took place in. Major Tim Clark of Frederick County saying, we're looking into every aspect of the videos to see if there are any crimes, but the investigation depends on where the videos are shot. And this is exactly what myself and many were worried about, that the privating of the videos was less of this is wrong and more of potentially hiding evidence. Whether that was the intent or not, it looks like police are having problems with this. So, I've seen people tweeting at the Baltimore Police Department. They have been responding. As of recording this video, my team and I are finding all the links to the full archive of all the videos that have now been privated. Also, we'll be sending the evidence reels that people have been making. People have been very passionate about this, going month to month through the videos, and they're still editing clips together. And so I'm doing this so that the authorities that are responsible for this can do their job with all of the information. I'm also publicly stating this in a video so that there is documentation to a very large audience that this is happening. And if everything is on the up and up according to authorities, fantastic. If something needs to happen, then good. It's all about kids being safe. And that's where I'm going to end that one. And then from that delightful topic that I'm obviously so enthused to talk about, let's talk about animal news, which is good and bad. The happy story, at least to me, is that there are reports that 3 ISIS militants were killed by boars. It's being reported they were moving through an area where there was just a pack of wild boars. They were disturbed. And the pack of wild boars that I've seen at least one person call Squeal Team 6, which, oh my God, you clever bastard. They overwhelmed the group and 3 militants were killed. So fantastic news if true. 3 less members of ISIS, or as we call them on this show, Goat Fuckers International. Oh, that's why this show isn't ad-friendly. Makes sense, actually. Now, the sad animal news has to do with a rabbit that was set to be the largest rabbit on the planet, except he will never be because the 90-centimeter rabbit, whose name is Simon, I just want to give you his name so you form a bond, he was found dead in the cargo hold of a United Airlines flight that had flown from London to Chicago. Now, United Airlines said they are investigating this. The owner is just confused, saying Simon had a vet's checkup 3 hours before the flight and was fit as a fiddle. Something very strange has happened and I want to know what. I've sent rabbits all around the world and nothing like this has happened before. So, you know, not the kind of news that United Airlines really wanted for itself, although, hey, some would argue that this is a way less horrible thing than what happened to Dr. Dow, so things are actually looking up. From there, I want to share some stuff I love today, and today in Awesome, brought to you by the Sport Shirt. The perfect shirt for you and or that friend we all have who goes to sporting events or sports parties and has no idea what's going on. They don't want to be a downer, they don't want to suck the energy out of the room, so sports! Our team and or person is the best unless it's a split party, in which case I just want to see a good game, guys. I mean, whatever would constitute a good game since I don't actually know how the score works. But that said, if you want to snag one, the run this week has 1 day left, so grab it while you can. And the first bit of awesome is we got an actual trailer for Cars 3, and yes please. The whole movie seems to be about McQueen in the twilight years of his career. There's a new young phenom, it looks like there's a new young car he's training, which really begs the question, is Cars 3 going to be Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, or Creed? It looks like the movie's going to go one of those 3 ways, and hopefully it's not, I don't like talking about Rocky 5. I like to think that that movie never really happened. Then we have video of the Berkeley, supposed to be a protest, then riot, where in the middle of all the chaos, a man is actually trying to give people Pepsi. I don't have the words to convey how this makes me feel. Then if you want to just see something cool and beautiful, pilot Saleswick captured this footage and created a time-lapse flying between Switzerland and Brazil. It is just beautiful and a fantastic little 2-minute break from reality. Then I had to share the Honest trailer for The Social Network. It's just a beautiful melding of one of my favorite series and one of my favorite movies. Then in Movie Awesome that has me wondering if I am alone and how excited I am, M. Night Shyamalan, who is riding the wave of good reception to his last movies, The Visit and Split, he announced that yes, we are making a sequel to Unbreakable. We're getting Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy, Anya Taylor-Joy. It's called Glass and will be released January 18th, 2019. Side note, if you haven't watched either Unbreakable or Split, fix that. Unbreakable to this day is still one of my favorite origin story movies. And if you want to see the full versions of everything I just shared, the secret link of the day, anything at all, links as always are in the description down below. Then in random thing that went viral and people want me to talk about in news, let's talk about Dustin Holloway. Dustin allegedly faced a not so fantastic situation this week when he found his lady in bed with another guy. And Dustin responded to the situation a lot different than I would have, which would obviously have been to start filming Yo World Star and then drop a table on that man's head, but not even because I was angry, but really just so that video could be on worldstarhiphop.com and then I could read through the insanely racist comment section. You think YouTube comments are bad? There are slurs I wasn't even aware existed until I went to Worldstar. But this story's not about me, it's about Dustin, who instead decided to take photos of these sleeping alleged cheaters, posting them with the caption, "When you come home to another man in your bed with the one you love, good men deserve good women, peace sign emoji." And after Dustin posted this, obviously it blew up, we're talking about it. Looking at the comments, it looks like Dustin will have no shortage of possible new adventures, and the main lesson of this video, other than Dustin, congratulations on being one of the most level-headed people on the planet, can the main lesson be don't cheat on people and be a huge douchebag? If you want to be in other people, or you want other people to be in you, then maybe just not say that you're only going to be with one person. There shouldn't be anything hard to understand about that concept. Then, and there are too many damn people on this planet news, there are now over 7.5 billion people on the planet. And while there are numbers about the difference between the number of men and women, the numbers that really stand out to me, the first is that the median age on the planet is less than 30. According to these numbers, more than half of the people on this planet are less than 30 years old. Also, just these 7 countries make up half the world's population. Also in advance, congratulations to India. It is expected that in the next 5 years, you are going to surpass China in population. The growth rate there seems to be akin to a teenager who never got sex ed. Also, the global growth rate was listed as 1.11%, which means that if this is correct, next year, there will be net growth of 80 million more people. And to me, that is somewhat horrifying. You may hear 1.11% and be like, oh, that's small. To give you an idea of how fast this is all happening now, we only passed 1 billion people on this planet in the 1800s. In 1987, 30 years ago, we hit 5 billion people. In just 30 years, there was a 50% increase. We went from this is what normal is to 2.5 billion plus more people on the planet at the same time. And it's believed we're going to hit 8 billion people by 2024. That's a ton of people to clothe, to house. That's a lot of mouths to feed. If science does not scale with this insane boom that we are seeing with population, I mean, we like to think of ourselves, human beings, as these sophisticated creatures, but when resources become scarce, that's when horrible shit happens. But also, who cares? It's gonna be someone else's problem, he said sarcastically with actual fear in his soul. And then let's talk about money in healthcare. The American Health Care Act, which of course was famously pulled off the House floor because they didn't have the votes, has reportedly been amended, and now the Freedom House Caucus, which were all those Republicans that said no to it, they're on board now saying that they are yes votes and released a statement saying that due to improvements to the AHCA and the addition of Representative Tom MacArthur's proposed amendment, the House Freedom Caucus has taken an official position in support of the current proposal. The MacArthur amendment will grant states the ability to repeal cost-driving aspects of Obamacare left in place under the original AHCA. While the revised version still does not fully repeal Obamacare, we are prepared to support it to keep our promise to the American people to lower healthcare costs. We look forward to working with our Senate colleagues to improve the bill. Our work will continue until we fully repeal Obamacare. Now, this of course doesn't mean that if this amended bill goes to the House floor that it will be approved and will automatically get through the Senate and it's going to happen. Because there are things that have changed, there are now votes that might change. You have Republican out of New York, Representative Dan Donovan, Donovan, he says he won't back revamped healthcare plan. Mike Kaufman has flipped from a yes on the healthcare bill to an undecided. One of the reasons people are unsure of who's going to be on board with this is because there are people that say that it weakens what is actually covered. Under Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, health insurance is supposed to cover a baseline of health benefits such as maternity care or emergency visits. Reportedly, under the amendment, states could define their own essential health benefits if they show that doing so would cause prices to decrease. This could allow states to remove some of those baseline benefits, which mean people might not be covered as well, but it could be cheaper. And then, even if it can get the votes here, many experts don't think that it could actually get through the Senate. But of course, nothing is set in stone. I mean, even the Affordable Care Act, which of course the goal for many is to repeal and replace that, didn't look like it had the votes until just before it passed. And others are also fearful that this might hurt the pre-existing condition rule. There's language in there that people have described as murky. It's not specific enough and there could be a problem in the future. Although I know this is where a lot of people disagree, many people saying, you know, pre-existing condition rule, that is so important. If people are sick, they have a pre-existing condition, they need help. That's healthcare. I've seen the other argument of it's horrible that you're having to deal with that your health is that way. But what we're talking about is health insurance, the prime word being insurance, in case something happens services. My premiums for my in case something happens service shouldn't skyrocket through the roof because you already have something. And this is one of those topics where I feel like I'm not going to change anyone's mind, and I should let you know for transparency's sake. I know that the Affordable Care Act is nowhere near perfect. It has affected many people in a very harsh financial way, but I will always be thankful for it. My dad would probably be dead right now without it. But that's just been my personal experience, which actually I want to pass it off to you. How have you been affected by the Affordable Care Act? Did it make it impossible to live where you're just like, you have no money, you hate it all, maybe you just hate some of it? Has someone in your life, have you been saved by it? I'd love to hear from you in those comments down below. I mean, that's what's kind of beautiful about this show. And I'm not going to say the word conversation any more times than that one. This situation gives me an opportunity to talk about a story, share my experience, and then open it up to you guys to share your experiences as well. Giving myself and so many others a small window into your life and experience, and maybe we can grow from that. Or not. Maybe that's just me being too hopeful. But that is where I'm going to end today's show. And remember, if you liked this video, you like what I do on this channel, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Side note to the over 100,000 of you who have subscribed over the past week. Hope you're liking these daily videos. Also, for anyone, if you missed yesterday's Philip DeFranco show, you want to catch up, you can click or tap right there to watch that. If you want to see today's brand new vlog, which is actually a Q&A, you can click or tap right there to watch that. But that said, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.